Despite its reputation as a barren wasteland covered in ice, the South Pole has definitely proven to be an intriguing location for researchers looking to learn more about our Paleolithic history. After excavating for 20 years through even more than 2 miles of Antarctic ice, Russian researchers observed an object in the massive shadowy lake that hasn't been exposed to sunlight for more than 20 million years. This discovery was made possible because the lake was drilled along well over 2 miles. As a result, whatever we thought we knew about Antarctica is going to need to be re-evaluated in light of what they have found there. In this video, we'll be discussing the recent discovery by Russia regarding Antarctica. The most recent research carried out by researchers in the Antarctic has led to the discovery of a number of species with no known explanation, as well as tropical rainforests and ruins of an ancient culture. Scientists who have investigated the ice caps of the ocean and, more importantly, Antarctica, have retained for a long time that the region is a lot more than Iceland, but it is not all of it. In 2009, Russian investigators machined into an Arctic body of water known as Lake Vostok. They machined through a depth of 12,362 feet of ice to reach the bottom of the lake, which had yet to be reached in the past 20 million years. They anticipated discovering hints regarding the development of life on planet Earth, and in the year 2020, they made a significant discovery at a depth of 13,323 feet underneath the ice. The Russians collected core samples from the pure icy water body above the dome. Those samples have shown that bacteria, minerals, and different gases like methane are entrenched in the water. Antarctica is similar to a present that keeps on providing. Just a while back, a team of researchers drilled into the Antarctic ice underneath the Larsen Ice Shelf, which is a huge floating layer of ice connected to the eastern coast of the Antarctic Peninsula. They did this to monitor how the ice cap is dissolving as a consequence of global warming. The researchers accomplished this by inserting a camera inside the crack, revealing a previously unknown environment within the ice shelves, including a subsurface stream buried beneath an ice sheet that was 1,640 feet thick. They discovered dozens of amphipods, which are crustaceans that resemble prawns and may be found naturally. As the camera descends into the underground lake, the amphipods flock towards the camera. The presence of so many different species in close proximity to the camera gives the impression that a crucial environmental process is taking place there. The scientists observed, "We'll undertake more research on this by examining water samples to look for nutrients." It is also found that there were 4 or 5 bands of water, all of which were flowing in opposite paths. Since the salt content and temperature of the water were not constant, there needs to be more stirring. An eruption of a nearby volcano is usually to blame for this phenomenon. Several concerns and hypotheses have been raised since this finding was made. Has Antarctica always been uninhabited, or has a past society existed? Was Antarctica ever home to verdant forests and rumbling volcanoes? During an operation, scientists drilled a hole in the seafloor of West Antarctica, some 560 miles from the South Pole. Scientists found something that piqued their interest at a base of 98 feet and provided some rudimentary insight into the ancient Antarctic region. Unbelievably, a 90-million-year-old jungle was found buried beneath the ice. Johan Klages, a naval geologist, said, "During the initial shipboard assessments, the unusual coloration of the sediment layer quickly caught our attention. Later, another teammate confirmed the scenario by noting, the first analyses indicated that at a depth of 27 to 30 meters below the ocean floor, we had found a layer originally formed on land, not in the ocean, that is about 92 to 98 feet deep." Eric Salzman, a paleontologist, a little farther tends to add, "The numerous plant remains suggest that the West Antarctica coast was once covered in a thick, swampy temperate forest, similar to the forest that can be currently found in the Amazon." The ramifications of this discovery suggest that a thick forest might have been present in conjunction with Arctic plants at the time. Everybody in the research world is stunned and wondering if they should rethink all they believe they knew regarding Antarctica after yet another revelation. The real story behind an archaeological discovery from 1985 and why experts are still studying it and worrying about it today. Discovered on the Yamana shoreline in the South Shetlands of Antarctica, the rare scalp and bone parts dated back almost 200 years and were likely left there by sealers in the early 19th century. The cranium was the earliest skeletal bone found in Antarctica. Researchers believed it is related to a Chilean woman who lived between the years 1819 and 1825 and then died. Women sealers were unknown in the early 19th century, which baffled specialists given the remoteness of the region and the low probability of human travel there. There was not enough information in modern research studies to describe how or why a young woman may have gotten there. For nations hoping to penetrate Antarctica, knowledge of the skull's location as the spot of the initial encounter is valuable. In 2048, when the agreement preserving the tranquility of Antarctica will be evaluated, past and present findings like these will play a crucial role in determining the fate of the region. For the time being, it has deterred some of the 30 nations in the regulation of Antarctica from asserting their possession of barely enough to survive territory. The existence of a unique species of squid known as Creature 46b was also claimed by Russia in September 2012, with the assertion that the squid originated on land somewhere under Antarctica. Even though statements about the squid have yet to be made official, we are discussing the aptly titled giant squid, also renowned as Messina cathotis hamilton. Oceana, a non-profit organization that focuses on safeguarding aquatic wildlife, characterizes the squid as the biggest invertebrate on Earth and a huge squid that dwells in the ocean depths encompassing Antarctica. As we waited eagerly for word of the finding, we did so with different emotions and fingers crossed. Antarctica is typically pictured in people's minds as a frigid region with miles of coast covered in ice. Over 70% of the globe's icy freshwater reserves are stored in Antarctica. If these are thawed owing to climate change, ocean levels will increase by 60 meters. Temperatures drop to 70 degrees Fahrenheit in the wintertime and end up to plus 69 degrees Fahrenheit in the summertime. Despite possessing one of the biggest areas, it is just the 5th largest continent. Antarctica is devoid of indigenous people and a sovereign state. Yet many countries including Norway, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Chile, France and Argentina claim that Antarctica is an integral part of their own country. It'd pique your curiosity to learn that Antarctica is governed by a contractual system created in 1959 and adhered to by approximately 30 countries. This set of accords prohibits manufacturing nuclear explosions, discarding nuclear waste, and military actions. Only hunting, leisure, and research are sanctioned in and around this area. The alarming truth is that only scientists can reside at Antarctica's study outposts. We can't help but suspect that the conventional wisdom about Antarctica is wrong, that the continent holds mysteries only a select few individuals know about, that they plan to keep hidden because what they discover would fundamentally alter our understanding of the continent. We were told it was a barren wasteland buried under a thick layer of ice where no life could have survived. However, this lot about the continent has yet to be disproven by modern research. It inhabits the cold depths of Antarctica and appears to be as large as 5 million square kilometers. While algal blooms were earlier only observed in the summertime, researchers now believe that a species of algae is constantly resident in the chilly waterways. Investigators at the Rothera Research Station on Adelaide Island off the southwestern Antarctic Peninsula discovered the seaweed at a depth of 328 feet. However, their findings don't rule out the possibility that seaweed exists in darker and deeper components of the Antarctic waters. With the rapid development of new technologies and the ever-increasing curiosity of people, it will not be long before several more mysteries are unearthed and humanity can learn if it is alone in the universe. That's all for this video. Leave your thoughts on this discovery. Also take a minute out and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned. See you soon.